like, oh, okay, we're going to need to do a couple extra background checks on this guy.
So you'll get like false racially profiled.
Yeah, yeah. As a white guy, I do not want to be false racially profiled.
Do you know what? Do you know what you
That's
sound?
something I'm comfortable with.
Do you know what you sound like right now? You sound like what's her name? The idiot talk show host that put on a fat suit and said she knew what it felt like to be fat.
Wait, who?
The idiot Banks. What's her name? She's a talk show host and a model.
Oh, Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks. She put on a fat suit and walked around downtown wherever she tapes, and people looked at her differently because they didn't know it was her because she was dressed up as an overweight person. So she tried to say that she now understood what it was like to be overweight and obese.
Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, so do you remember that show Black White on FX that came out where white people were make-upped in black and black people were put in white makeup and they had to walk around in real life?
No, I never saw that actually.
It was a groundbreaking show, and it didn't break much ground because it got canceled after one season. But yeah, so they took this family of a father, mother, and daughter who were, I believe, white, and put them in blackface and put them out into the real world. And then they took a family of a father, mother, and son who were black and painted them white, and they looked like that Chappelle Show character that was white, Chuck or whatever his name was on the news. I can't, whatever he was. Okay, so, and they sent him out in the real world. And so the black family in white makeup went to this white bar, and this guy starts asking like these questions like, hey, you know, would you serve me if I was black? And then the bartender's like, no, absolutely not. And it's like, okay, this is clearly staged. There is no way, especially because it wasn't like it was hidden camera or anything. You think that a guy, you know, some guy, you know, just willing, you know, some bartender would say that outright in an all, you know, and there's not any all white bars anymore.
Right.
They did the same thing with the white family. They sent them into an all black bar and stuff like that. It was just a completely unrealistic show. And then at the end of the day, the families were like, yeah, we really know what it's like to be white, and we really know what it's like to be black. It's like, okay.
Everyone knew they
it
were
was really a groundbreaking show.
Everyone knew they were imposters because any white family going into an all-black bar would be constantly looking over their shoulders.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. I was thinking the same thing.
By the way, for the record, I don't believe in discrimination or racially insensitive points of view, but it is ridiculous. White people are the worst when they go into an all-black area.
Actually, yeah, because it is. It's. Let me. I'll tell you in another story.
Oh, good. I like stories.
And this, you know, we're not. This whole thing. Okay, so go down to downtown. I don't even know where I'm going. Okay, so we go down downtown Omaha, me, a couple people, and we go into a bar, and they're like, "Oh, they were like, hey, let's go get a flask of something." So we went to a gas station in the dangerous part of Omaha, and not dangerous because it's just not a good area of town. There's a lot of, you know, homeless people. There's a lot of street people. It's just not a good part of town. So I go to the gas station, and there's a sign that says no more than 3 people allowed in at a time. And I was like, okay. So there was 3 people in there, and I just stood back and waited. And all of a sudden, you know, 3 cars pull up, and one of them was full of white people with like wife beaters and tattoos, basically white supremacists getting out of the car. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna even wait around and see what's gonna happen here. I'm just gonna get the hell out of here because I don't have any tattoos. I don't have a wife beater on. This has me getting killed written all over it. It just didn't seem like a good situation. There's a lot. I'm way more afraid of white people with tattoos than anything else. Am I wrong on that?
No, there's idiocy everywhere, and it's not confined to one race or culture. There's a lot of stupid people everywhere, and in that situation, yeah, I would be like in the exact same mode. Let me get the hell out of here.
Yeah. It just had no. It was a frightening situation. If you want to call in to latenightsportsradio.com, we are at 585-633-7487 if you want to talk to me or Keith about racial profiling. We're white people with tattoos.
We're experts at white people acting stupid.
Yeah, it was a good, healthy conversation we just had, though. It seems like something they would discuss on the Sports Reporters. I mean, it sounds like something Bob Ryan would bring up, right?
Well, what I was talking about about it and whatever. That's what I hear when he talks. That's all I hear. He's like a New England mushmouth.
Oh yeah. It's like an old person with like 3 or 4 teeth that's chewing food and trying to talk at the same time.
And all he talked about, and then when I was there, and Larry Bird would do that, and then it was.
All right, we are going to go to break here, and we'll be back. Feel free to call in 585-633-7487. This is Bob Sullivan Show on LateNightSportsRadio.com.
Joan Jett, you know. Woke up to some wailing, was Van Halen on my radio. Parachute pants, skinny ties, Michael J. Fox, family ties, 1984. Radio, radio, radio. Radio, Don't want no more 90s shit. Nirvana was cool and maybe Pearl Jam, but that was it. Give me Springsteen, rock and roll, Cheap Trick, not Oingo Boingo. Hey, Joey Ramone, leave Michael Jackson at home. Radio, 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 radio. Radio, 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 radio.
who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
What's up, people? It's the Bob Sullivan Show on latenightsportsradio.com. Feel free to call in at 585-633-7487. Or if you don't want to call in, go ahead and call the number 585-633-7487. Back here with Keith Grieve. Keith, we have our conversations during the break. And talking a little bit about 24, which I don't know if we want to get derailed by that type of conversation again on this show. Well, I wouldn't mind it, and I'm sure you wouldn't mind it either. But what were we talking about before we came back from break that I wanted to bring up?
Oh my God, you were talking about The Simpsons and Family Guy.
Oh yeah, The Simpsons, Family Guy. Okay. Well, you didn't watch it, but I think the concept was better than the actual execution. It was kind of like when they came out when they were like, oh, Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio are doing Shutter Island together. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Greatest actor of my generation and the greatest, greatest director team up. That's pretty cool. And then the execution, it was a good movie, but it wasn't, the greatest movie ever made, which is probably what you would expect. Simpsons, Family Guy, same kind of thing. Not as good as you'd want it to be.
It's like when you take two good things, like you take, sometimes 1 + 1 does not equal 2.
No.
And I'm not saying that because I'm aware because my kids are going through Common Core right now, and it's just a mess. It really is. You cannot. It's like when you go to see a movie, like you were talking about with the film reference, but you have an ensemble cast, and everybody wants to have a certain number of lines, and it just ruins the whole damn movie.
Oh, like one of those. What's it called? Like New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day, or
yeah. Well, if you could throw out the romantic comedies, because they're just usually horrible to begin with, but
kind of like those movies.
Well, they're good for one thing and one thing only, and that's first dates.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another ensemble that was ruined just because it seemed like everybody wanted to chime in. Like the Expendables seems to be the exception. Because there's explosions and violence, and yay, explosions and violence.
Well, I'll give you one. What's that one with Adam Sandler, Grown Ups?
Oh, that's atrocious. Oh my God.
Yeah. The first one, there is a moment here and there, but as a collective whole, no good. And the second one, I didn't see it, but it looked worse, and I didn't think that was possible from a movie to look worse than Grown Ups 1. But yeah, like the Expendables, I don't think it's not that